Hello friends, I'm Rosa. Welcome to the channel. So, it's the return of the Readathons. I'm so excited for this. However, we're going to be doing it a little bit differently than I used to before the summer. I want to take my time with this Readathon, which is why I'm going to make it 48 hours. Currently, it's 8:30 on a Thursday, and the readathon will end on, I don't know, sometime o'clock on Saturday. So I think compared to what I used to do before the summer, I just want to take a little bit better care of myself and make sure that I sleep, for example. So it's gonna be a very chill readathon. I'm gonna be vlogging it basically. It's gonna be like a 3-day vlog. Or so, or two and a half day? I don't know. Why did I say 3 days? 48 hours is not 3 days. Dang, I forgot how to count. Anyway, I'm gonna be vlogging for the next 48 hours, except when I'm sleeping. And I'm gonna be spending my wake hours reading as much as I can, except for I do have a little bit of work to do, just like a tiny bit, a little bit. So as for the TBR, I have some hard hitters, I would say. I want to call them. I got, first of all, House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune, which is an adult fantasy. It's a contemporary fantasy. We follow a dude who's going to an orphanage that is filled with kids that have very, very powerful superpowers, I want to call them. Like very powerful, dangerous powers. Abilities? I don't exactly know. There's a love story in here too, so that's a thing. I also have They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera, which is a young adult contemporary romance where we follow two guys that live in like a version of our world where essentially on the day that they are supposed to die, they're told that they die. So, like, you wake up in the morning and then you get a message or something and it says, like, you're gonna die tonight or whatever, as far as I've understood. We'll see how it goes exactly, but that's what I think this book is about, and seemingly they both die at the end. So that is book number 2. And then we have the last one, which I will admit that I'm a little bit nervous for, but it's The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which is an adult contemporary but also historical fiction romance book. We follow Evelyn Hugo, or we don't really. We follow a journalist who has been asked to do an interview with Evelyn Hugo. Evelyn Hugo is a Hollywood star, but she's been a bit of a recluse for the past many years. She kind of keeps to herself, basically declines any interviews that she's asked to do, but now she's letting this girl actually interview her. So I think we're supposed to like go through her life with the journalist, basically. As far as I know, this is a bit of a tearjerker, so we'll see how it goes. So that's my said TBR, but if I have extra time, I am planning on reading a little bit of Babel by R.F. Kuang, which is, oh my gosh, adult fantasy, but kind of, we'll figure it out. Don't really know how to summarize this other than we'll figure it out. Yes. I don't think I can summarize it quickly. But this is not readathon material because she's the thick one, and as far as I know, also a little bit dense. So we don't want to get stuck on books during readathons. So I'm saving this for just like reading a couple of pages, like 3 or 4. I don't know why I said that. I mean like 100 or something. Stop being stupid. Welcome to the first 48-hour readathon here on the channel, but also welcome back to readathons in general, because it's been a while. Can't wait to just do this at like a chill speed and just read for the next 2 days, pretty much. So because I won't be doing this like I usually do, as in like stay up overnight and basically only sleep like 1.5 hours, I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different though, because I will timing the amount that I read. So like I'll do like a start and stop on my watch, or however you say that. You know the thing, the timer? Yes, I'm gonna start and stop it whenever I'm reading, just to see how much I actually read in total, so we'll see. Just that's like an experiment, if you will. But I think that is all I gotta say for now. It's almost 9 p.m, so I should get started. I'm looking forward to it. Having a chill time, relaxing, 48 hours. Let's go. One I completely forgot to say, but we're starting out with The House in the Cerulean Sea, by the way, because I just feel like this would be a good starter. I will say though, having read Under the Whispering Door, I'm a little bit nervous because I didn't really truly like Under the Whispering Door. So we'll see though. This might vibe with me a little bit differently. The covers are so cute, by the way. terrified of my phone falling down. Ooh. Okay, anyway. So it's a little past 12, a little past midnight. I have technically read for 3 hours, but I checked my timer and I've only read for 1.5 total. I should be embarrassed. I feel like I should be embarrassed. Anyway, reading House in the Cerulean Sea, which I'll admit parts of this kind of reads a little bit like Under the Whispering Door. Like, there are parts of it where I'm like, isn't this basically the exact same, like, apart from the children, apart from it being an orphanage, there's a guy who works at a boring job who goes somewhere. Okay, the guy in Under the Whispering Door is dead. No, that's not a spoiler, but still. He goes to a house where there's like a wise older guy, not older, but older compared to me. They're in their 40s. I think the people in the two guys in Under the Whispering Door are are they in their 40s or like 30s? I don't remember. Anyway, but the whole like lead up to going to the house and also their personalities a little bit are kind of also, you know, somewhat similar. I do like this better than the other one so far, I will say. I had a little bit of a hard time with Under the Whispering Door just because of stuff I actually cannot say because of spoilers. And I didn't fully vibe with the humor. I feel like that story he wrote it in a way that made it, or like he was trying to make it funnier that I feel fit with the story. So yeah, the humor from this is definitely mostly because of the children, in particular one of the children. And I feel like that makes it fit in a lot better than it did in Under the Whispering Door. So that's the thing. But don't have a problem with TJ Klune's writing other than that. I think my main problem with Under the Whispering Door was the humor just being random. Like, too much of it. Like, it didn't fit in when it was there. And the ending as well, which just I didn't agree with. So we'll see how this, obviously I can't talk about the ending, but we'll see how this goes. It's cute so far. The children are cute. So, oh my gosh, my voice. Also, there are side plots that aren't similar at all, I will say. This is mostly like, can I say that? Them being unwanted in the area, whereas in Under the Whispering Door, it has something to do with, oh gosh, one of the characters who was grieving over something. Yes, that sums it up pretty well. His writing is nice though, like it's nice, it's comfortable, you know? It's not choppy, it's flowy, but it's not like lyrical, it's just comfortable, so. And I'm seeing a little bit of romance blossoming, and not too early either, which is nice. Although he did get tingles, or tingles? Is that what it's called, tingles? Isn't that what people say when they gotta pee? Hold on a second. A tickle in his tummy, like butterflies. He got that a little bit early. I'm like, calm down a little bit. You've said like 10 sentences back and forth. So calm down. But we'll see how it goes. So far, they have a little bit of banter and, you know, it's good. It's all good. I think I'm going to go to bed early today though. I say it's past midnight. Early for me, just because despite this whole like, let's do a 48-hour readathon instead of a 24 because you need to take care of yourself and sleep. I in fact have not slept for the past 2 nights, not on purpose though. So I'm quite tired and I don't want to be completely exhausted tomorrow because I'm counting on getting a lot read tomorrow and a little bit of work done. So I'll probably read for like another, I want to say 30-45 minutes or something. It's 12:15, and then start getting ready to go to bed and read a little bit more in bed because I like doing that. It's cozy. So I guess I'll keep you guys updated. So I kind of forgot to say as well, but I really should be better at taking notes. Anyway, one of the concerns that I had going into this book was actually that it was going to be too contemporary, but we got like magical creatures and stuff in it, so I'm not so worried anymore. I just wanted to put that out there. I like magical creatures. When I said before I started reading the book that the children had like superpowers or like powers, they have, well, kind of, but it's more like magic, sort of. It's difficult to explain. It's got to do with magic, but also some other stuff that I can't really,
yeah, there's a portion of people in this world who wouldn't be too happy with that being added to the book. I don't care. But just wanted to add the magical creatures, cuz or like fantastical creatures, fantasy creatures, I don't know how to say it, but like sprites and stuff. I adore that, so I'm happy to see that in the book.
Mortified. So the mailman came by with 2 books from Book Depository, my September Owl Crate box, and also something else that Owl Crate sent. And he was like, oh, I'm so mortified. He was like, so I'm here with more books. I know that we deliver them quite often here. And I'm like, yes, I read a lot. And so he's like standing there laughing. I don't know. That's fine. But then he asks, so what is an owl crate? And I'm like, it's a book box. So there's a book in it with some bookish merchandise as well. So like merchandise inspired by books. And I know I'm obsessed, okay? Leave me alone. I don't need to, yes, please forget my address, thank you. But anyway, so that's gonna bother me for the entire rest of the day. I thought though that we would open this. I know what this is. I'm so excited. I don't really know what the other 2 are. Like, I can't remember. So we will see. Oh, and she's so pretty. Oh, she's gonna be so pretty. Okay, so we have a little card. This isn't going to match my first book, but I'm okay with that. There's also a bookmark. It says, magic things always do that which they were created to do. I like that Owl Crate includes that in their like book sales, if you will, in their exclusive book sales. And the book is The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. So it's the sequel to Once Upon a Broken Heart. They asked me if I wanted this and I was just like, yes, of course I do. Oh, my nail just bent backwards. Oh, ouch. Oh, there's the cutest dog outside. Thank you for distracting me so I don't think about the pain that is my finger right now. Oh, but it's so tiny. It's like this size. It's super small. Okay, anyway, books. So she is white and purple. She's stunning. I think the first version that they did was white and rose gold. So, oh, that's cute. Okay, instead of the black background that the original has, the original US edition, they changed it to white. And I adore that for the purple, like with the purple. It's so nice. But the end papers, oh, and there's art beneath the dust jacket too. Oh, and there's foiling as well. We have some foiling that looks like this. Happy endings can be caught, but they are difficult to hold on to. Okay. And the end papers look like this. It has like a nice white, black, purple vibe to it with apples, obviously, also a fox. That makes sense. Evangeline Fox. And then also some art beneath the dust jacket. They look stunning. I think this is done by Gemlin. It looks like it's done by Gemlin. Oh, they look so gorgeous. I can't wait to see what happens with these 2 in this book. I cannot wait. I mean, I will have to wait because I have other books to read, but I can't wait. Oh, look at the reflection over here as well. They look so pretty. What's the dedication? I want to read the dedication. Oh, it's also signed. Yeah, here we go. I think they still got more copies of this on their website, by the way, but don't quote me on that. For anyone who has feared they won't find true love. Okay, thank you, Stephanie. Anyway, what are the other books? So I ordered Electra by Jennifer Saint, which is a retelling of Electra. I think there's, or not retelling of Electra. Oh, nice. Does my Ariadne have special end papers? I didn't know that. Or I don't know if it does. They look like this though. They're so pretty. But I think it's a retelling. It's a Greek mythology retelling about Electra, but also two other women, Cassandra and Clytemnestra. Clytemnestra? The sister of Helen, wife of Agamemnon. Oh! Cassandra is the princess of Troy, and Electra is the youngest daughter of Clytemnestra and Agamemnon. So, women forgotten in Greek mythology is basically sort of what Jennifer Saint writes about. Sort of. I mean, yeah. And the other book I got is just, I keep saying the wrong title. I keep wanting to call this Defy the Dawn. Dang. Okay. Defend the Dawn. Oh, there are little bubbles. No, my cover's folded. So this is the sequel to Defy the Night. Why can't I remember that title? I love that book. Like, I love that book and I can't remember the title. I am embarrassed. Does it have anything? Oh, it does. Because I remember the first one did. Oh, that's cute. Okay, I'm so excited for this book. Like, it is ridiculous how excited I am for this book. I loved Defy the Night. I loved it so much. It was just Robin Hood retelling, fast-paced, magic, rebels, not magic. I mean, it's kind of fantasy. There's certain, nobody has magic, but there's a certain like element to it. I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly. Nobody has powers. Maybe I just felt like it was magical, but the sequel. So I'm so excited for this. Okay, so that was my mini book haul for this readathon. It's probably easier if I hold them like this. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna finish up, I think I'm missing 80 pages of The House in the Cerulean Sea. Then after that, I'm gonna go to the store and buy myself some Friday candy because I deserve it. And also because I feel sorry for myself because the mailman recognizes my address. And then after that, I'm gonna start either They Both Die at the End or The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. We will see. I don't really know which one yet. I was desperate, just a quick note. I was desperately trying to convince myself going to the shop that I didn't need to buy chips. I didn't need them. They're expensive. Lo and behold, they're on sale for like, I'm gonna convert it quickly, like $12 US dollars, which is unheard of in this society. I'm just saying. So here we are. I also bought candy. Listen, candy is a very serious business. I need my Friday candy, otherwise I'm gonna get mad for like, or I'm gonna be consistently mad for an entire week after. So that's the thing. And I'm the only one who buys like, whenever I go, I'm sure there are others out there that do the same as me, but whenever I go, I always end up being at this pick and mix thing with like people that are like, you can have 10 pieces max. They say to each other, or they basically buy like a handful of candy, and I'm like, no, if it doesn't go to the top of my bowl, I did it wrong, okay? And I'm wondering how I outgrew my jeans. I don't care. I need my candy. That's just how it is. Anyway, update incoming soon. So I finished. I also just blew my nose, so if it's pink, let's ignore it. Collectively choose to just oversee it. Anyway, I finished the first book though, The House in the Cerulean Sea. It's currently 3 p.m. on Friday. We're continuing this until tomorrow evening, or like before bedtime or something, I don't know. My replacement for Belladonna is coming, so that's nice, but next week. It's just funny because Fairy Loot said that it was gonna take 20 to 30 days. It's taking like 5. I'm not complaining, I'm not complaining. Just confused. But it's 3:30, so I've been at it. I don't want to do the math. But I've read for a total of 4.5 hours, so that's how long it took to read The House in the Cerulean Sea for me. It's about 400 pages, give or take. I might not be using a lot of my wake hours reading, but at least I feel like I'm doing okay time-wise. This was actually really cute. It's definitely like a vibes book with humor on top of it more than a plot. I would say sure there is a plot, yes. Actually, there's a couple. We got the romance plot, which was not insta-lovey at all whatsoever. He just got some butterflies early on, but they took their time, so that was nice. Don't worry, we're not gonna talk spoilers or anything. But we do have a plot with, it's like organization that our lead guy works for, which is called DICOMY. I forgot what it stands for. Something of magical youth. They also have one for adults. So it's basically like the youth one tracks like orphanages where the kids live and stuff. And he's a caretaker. Caretaker? No, that's what he's called. He's a case worker, not a care. What? Where did that come from? He's a case worker and he works for them. Oh, my battery. Oh no, hold on. There we go. We're back. But he's a case worker for this organization that track the orphanages. They have to send out people now and then to make sure that they're run properly and the kids are getting their needs met. And also if there are any like overly dangerous kids and stuff, because these kids do have magical powers. Or like creatures that can do stuff. Like sprites. Yes. So he's sent out here to this orphanage where there's a total of 6 kids and also a caretaker. He's a caretaker. And there's another person out here as well. And this was cute. I definitely, and I think I said this yesterday, I do see some similarities to Under the Whispering Door, but I feel like this worked a lot better. I don't really, it's like he had this formula. We have a dude who lives in the city, doesn't really have a life of his own. Like he just gets up in the morning, goes to work. He's not happy. He's just kind of living. And then he takes off somewhere to a house where there's a found family kind of aspect to it. It's the same in the in Under the Whispering Door, but it worked a lot better in this one. I feel like the humor was a lot more not random, which was one of my critiques of Under the Whispering Door. I felt like it was just kind of like, oh, gotta make sure to throw some jokes in there, and this felt natural because most of the humor came from the kids, and that just fits because kids say funny stuff now and then, you know? Also, the kids are so charming. They're just so cute. So, yes, I enjoyed this a lot more, but definitely a vibes book. It was cute vibes, magical vibes, whimsical vibes, fuzzy vibes. So, this was definitely, the first book was a success. I will say, like, I think one of the parts that I like about the humor in this is that sometimes it's just a little bit random, and I don't know if you've been watching the channel for a while, I either have, like, random humor or a little bit twisted, but I don't really show that on here. Dirty jokes as well, but I don't make those on the channel either for monetization reasons. But I feel like I vibed with this sort of like this kind of random humor, not Under the Whispering Door kind of random, because it just didn't fit with the story. It didn't fit with the atmosphere that we were put in, but it fit with this one. I will say some of the things from the book were a little bit predictable, I would say, but I didn't mind it too much. It also touched a lot on prejudice, which was nice and handled very well, I think. And like basically don't judge people on how they look. Yeah, don't do that. Don't be a douche. There's room for everyone on this planet, you know? So that was nice. But that's the first one. I would say I'm gonna put it between 4.5 and 5 stars. I didn't feel like it was full on 5, so we're in this like area between 4.5 and 5, but we'll see. Next up, I'm gonna be reading either The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo or They Both Die at the End. I don't know which one to go with, so I'm gonna let my phone decide. Hey Siri. Okay.
Siri here. Let me know if I can help.
Give me a moment. Oh, she didn't understand that. This is number 1 and this is book 2. Randomize the number between 1 and 2.
A random number between 1 and 2 is 1.
I think that was They Both Die at the End. Thank you, Siri. Bye. I don't know how Siri works. Okay, bye. I think that wasn't that? I think that was the book They Both Die at the End. If I did that wrong, if I misremembered, I'm gonna sit during my editing and just be like, that would be so typical. I completely forgot. Listen, I've not slept for many days. Okay. So, we're reading They Both Die at the End. I think there's either a sequel or a prequel coming out soon. I don't remember what it's called, but I'm pretty sure about it. So also this should be a fairly quick read because it's young adult contemporary and usually I just fly through those. So yes. That's my next read, along with a big, massive load of candy. I'm looking forward to it. So I am about 83 pages into it. I just got to, what they call it, part 2? Yeah, part 2. So Mateo and Rufus are about to meet each other. And I feel like I'm gonna have a hard time with this, I'm not gonna lie. Not because of the writing is fine. It does read it very YA, although someone already got beaten up. But violence in YA, come across that before. But also my neighbors are making so much noise. I think my upstairs neighbor might have guests over, so that's great. I'm gonna keep my headphones on. But reads fine so far. I'm not annoyed with the language, the prose. It's fine. There's, not much, very YA contemporary. There's a lot of dialogue as well. I'm expecting there to be more dialogue because now they are meeting up. It's been very funny as well. It's been a couple of funny moments, but I think I'm gonna have a hard time with it because anything that touches too much on death, I'm like, I am not prone to anxiety attacks or anything like that. But if I think too much about death, I will actually have a full-blown panic attack. So, I just know. So it's always a bit nerve-wracking going into books that touch so much on it. So, I think I'll be fine, but that's the thing I'm keeping in mind. The whole concept of this, though, is so messed up. Why does anybody know? Basically, after midnight, say that I was to die tomorrow. After midnight, after the clock strikes 12, I'll get a call from Deathcast. Yes. Who'll be like, so you're gonna die today. Don't know when, don't know how, but you're gonna die today. This will be your last day. So technically you could die after a couple of hours. You could last until next midnight, but you're gonna die within those next 24 hours. How do they know? I'm not really expected to get any answers because I don't think that's what this book is about. But how do they know? Why do they know? Why is that a thing? I am concerned. So yeah, I don't think I'd want to know either. I would just not want to know. Don't call me. Thank you. But we'll see how everything else goes. We got some relationships built up as well as some background for the two different characters and now they're going to meet. So let the games begin. Or this is not the Hunger Games. I don't know. Moving on. I'm gonna go read. Why is this lighting making it look like I have a side cut? What is this? Okay, anyway. If we ignore that for a second and the fact that my camera does not want to focus on me, but insists on focusing on the back... Focusing? I've been reading for too long. Focusing on the background. I finished. They both die at the end. You can hear noise in the background. I'm making food. It's almost... Wait, hold on. I can't actually see. But it's almost 9 p.m. I think. So, what do I say about this book? I feel like this was... I didn't love it, I'm not gonna lie. I felt like the concept was super cool. The way that he wrote was fine. I don't have any issues with his language, if you will. However, I don't feel like the execution of this idea, this concept, was super well executed, if you will. There was or at least halfway through part 2, but also part 3, I felt like it just slowed down so much. I got a little bit tired of it. I was just how quickly can I get through this? Because it's not really my attention it's not grabbing my attention anymore. I feel like I should be moving on to something else. It's kind of getting a little bit boring. So that was a thing. I also liked the inserts of other characters here and there that were added to, there were extra chapters added from other characters' point of views. And you'd get told at the start of the chapters if they were gonna die on that day, so you can I don't know, that's a thing. I like them sometimes, but sometimes I also got really annoyed with them. I definitely think the pacing had something to do with that, because if the pacing had been okay, I wouldn't have minded. I feel like it was supposed to... Everything is tied together in a way, but it just they got a little bit annoying sometimes, not gonna lie. I also thought that this was going to be a proper tearjerker, so I asked over on the community tab, I think it's a month ago or something by now, but I asked what books had made people cry, what books had made you cry, and this was mentioned a couple of times. I've had it mentioned to me before as a really sad book. And then we got to the whole thing, the thing, and it just didn't hit. I was more oh, okay. It didn't hit. So somehow I also didn't really end up fully connecting with the characters either. So I don't know. I think the experience was lost on me a little bit. Maybe we just didn't vibe the way that we were supposed to. Don't know what it is. Also, I will say the romance aspect of this, to me personally, kind of came out of the blue. That was the thing. It was not rushed. That's not my issue. It's not insta-love at all. It just sort of happened out of the blue. I was oh, right, that's a thing. I forgot. Because there were no, for me, there was nothing hinting at that being a thing, and then all of a sudden it was a thing, and I'm oh, Yeah, I suppose that was supposed like it's supposed to be a young adult contemporary romance, but the romance aspect was not present for a very long time. I just felt like they were very good friends. So I don't know. Very much took me by surprise. Like there was no butterflies, no mention of butterflies or anything until suddenly, all right, yeah, romance. And that just, that doesn't really work with me either, I feel. Anyway, I can't really fully articulate because I'm very warm, but also it's almost 9 and I haven't eaten yet. I almost slept. I've not slept yet either. But I feel like we're gonna wait a little bit with that one. So I'm gonna go have my dinner. Very, very late dinner. I just really wanted to finish this book before I sat down and ate. And then after that, it's time for The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which I will not have time to finish tonight. Listen, okay, I think this is like 3-something pages. It's almost 400. Have you seen the text? Like, that is so tiny. That is super tiny. I got like, my eyesight, nothing, everything's fine. And I swear I'm gonna be sitting like, this is so small. I am so surprised. For reference, let's just... Here we got, ooh, almost broke my book. We're good. Here we got young adult contemporary romance. I do not know how to handle 2 books at the same time apparently, so this is gonna be a struggle. Look at the difference in font size. Like that is crazy. That's a lot. This looks so funny. Like what is that? Okay, so this is gonna take a while. We'll finish it tomorrow at some point, but I'll give you an update once I'm a little bit into it. Although I am a little bit nervous because there are historical fiction aspects to it. Although I don't think that's the focus of it, so we'll see. Also, it's not historical fiction in the way that I don't like historical fiction. So we'll probably be good, I think. I'm expecting a masterpiece, which is probably very dangerous to expect of a book going into it. But here we are. I completely forgot everything about reading and actually started... I started looking at... I've shut down my computer now to stop myself from doing it any further, but I started tracking all the books, or at least like a 4th of them that I want to buy on Kindle, because I have just figured out that I basically got room for like 10 more books on my shelves, and that's it. So I've not started reading yet, and it's 12:30, so I should probably get started. Yeah, let's go. Let's go read. Let's go get started with The Seven Husbands, shall we? It sounded a bit weird. Oh, this is a weird look. So it's getting a bit late. What time is it? Oh, 20 minutes to 2 a.m. I'm tired. I should be in bed right now. But before going to bed, I just wanted to do like a quick little update of the first 5 chapters of Evelyn Hugo. So that's about 40 pages. This has me hooked already. It definitely feels very different from the other 2 in like terms of feeling like getting sucked in. I am very much sucked in already, is what I'm trying to say. Like I had a moment where I was thinking, if this was a real book, so okay, I should probably explain if you don't know already, but this book is about, it's basically Evelyn Hugo is like a Hollywood star. She's mega famous. She's gorgeous, beautiful, and she's been married 7 times. But she's been a very private person. So like, she hasn't done interviews where she talks about like these different marriages and stuff, for example. And she's been a bit of a recluse over the past years. She's 79 now, so she's just like living in peace in her apartment on Upper East Side of New York. Oh, my taps are falling out. But as we start the book, she's about to donate some dresses for an auction that is being run to... How do you say that? Like the proceeds from this auction goes to a breast cancer foundation. So she is donating some dresses, and a lot of people want to talk to her because she's like mega famous. But she has told this... I don't know exactly if it's a newspaper or a magazine or whatever they are. She's only contacted them and said, I will do an interview for your magazine, but only if you send this one specific writer. I almost called her an author. Writer. whose name is Monica Grant. So they're like, okay, that's weird. Can't you do it with someone else? And she's like, nope, I only want Monica Grant. So they contact Monica Grant. She works with them already, just to get that cleared. And she's like, I don't know why she'd want to talk to me. I have no connections to her whatsoever. And so when Monica shows up at the apartment Evelyn Hugo lives in and is ready to write this article, Evelyn is actually like, we're not actually writing an article. You're not doing an interview with me. We're going to be writing my autobiography or biography. One of the two. You're going to write my biography. Okay? That's what we're doing. So I'm going to tell you everything about everything and you're going to write it for me. And it'll be published when I'm dead. And Monica's like, okay, what do you mean? So I had a moment where I was like, if this was a real book, even though I wouldn't care, like, say that Marilyn Monroe, for example, was still alive and someone wrote a book after she'd been sort of in hiding for several years, I'd want to read that book, you know? That's kind of like the situation here, except Evelyn Hugo is still alive. So I had a moment where I was like, I want to read this book. I'd actually want to read this book, and then I realized I am reading the book. This is the book. I mean, other than she's a fictional character, you know, this is still the book. So it's my first Taylor Jenkins Reid book as well. I do own One True Loves and also Malibu Rising, but have not read either of them, so it'll be very interesting to see how her writing is actually, but so far I like it. And I like Evelyn Hugo as a character as well. I feel like Monica, the most I've gotten from her so far is just confusement. But Evelyn as a character, I do like. There was one thing, I've only marked this down, but it says, when you're given an opportunity to change your life, be ready to do whatever it takes to make it happen. The world doesn't give things, you take things. So I like that a little bit. She's a woman who knows what she wants and she's willing to do whatever it takes to get there. Or to get it, I suppose. Anyway, so I'm gonna go to bed now. I'm gonna take off my face and read a little bit more before I sleep. But it's the last update for today, so we still got another day tomorrow. I am so behind on reading, but we'll manage somehow. I hope. I at least want to finish this book. Maybe read a little bit of Babel. We will see. But at least finish Evelyn Hugo. So I'm gonna go now. And I will see you all tomorrow. This lighting is so spooky, by the way. I'll need to remember this for all the October vlogs. Yeah. Okay, bye. Welcome to technically day 3 of the Readathon. Sorry, my slivers are squeaky. Let's just ignore them. Okay. But it's actually almost already, well, it is 3 p.m. Wow. It's 3 p.m. So, but it's Saturday. We have the rest of the day to read. I do have some work to do, which will probably take 2 hours. Give or take, I think. I am about to do an unboxing of the Owl Crate box that arrived yesterday. So that'll be done at first. Obviously, I gotta dry my hair and fix it because I took a shower. It's been a very slow day so far. I did read for a little time though. For some time? Yes. So, I'm almost halfway through Evelyn Hugo. I love it. It's beautiful. I love it. So, we'll definitely be able to finish that today, but also get started on Babel. So, I'll keep you guys posted on that. First of all, though, unboxing. I just want to see what's in the box, okay? It sounded like there was glass in it, and it's been bugging me for the past 24 hours. I need to know. I just need to know. So, I'm gonna fix my hair, put on something on my skin, because it's a little pink today. And after that, finish up my work so we can read for the rest of the day. Pretty much. I think that's how I'm gonna do it. I'm having issues talking today too. It's super annoying. Which is great because we're gonna film the rest of the day. So yeah. We love a good challenge though, right? Okay. So got my unboxing recorded as well. My September Owl Crate. If you haven't, I mean, the boxes were sent out. Like, I'm always the last one to get the box because I'm in Denmark and they're sent from the US. But we got this cute little lantern. It's so adorable. And you can't really see, but it has like motifs on it. And the book, I need to show you the book without the dust jacket on because she's a stunner. So give me a second. This is the most awkward angle because I placed the camera on my chair, but it's like constantly tilting over. Anyway, look at this color combination. Like, that is so pretty. It's so pretty. teal and pink. Oh, I love this. I love this naked book. So I don't know, if you want to read The Depths with me at some point, let me know. We can make it happen. We could make it happen. As for now though, while my video is working its way to get ready to be uploaded and everything, it's rendering, but I don't know if that's like a commonly known term, so it's rendering though. I'm gonna make some food because I'm really hungry, but if I eat early, it means I can make pancakes as well, and I would love pancakes. So I'm gonna use it as motivation to eat dinner early. And then after that, we're gonna read so much because I'm a little bit behind on my reading plans, I think. Although this is supposed to be like a super chill, just like an insanely chill readathon, so never mind, I'm making pancakes because I found plastic in my food and I'm seriously traumatized. So it's like, this light is crazy and it's making me look like a ghost. Yeah, let's go with that. I don't know when the last update was, but I think I made food around 5:30, which by the way, definitely breakfast food. I'm hungry again. It's a problem. But I finished The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I don't know why right, that's why I'm holding my phone. I've just remembered. I have read a total of 13 hours over the past 48 hours, which I don't feel is a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Where did my 48 hours go if I only read for 13 of them? I'm not sure. It's fine. But we're gonna talk a little bit about Evelyn Hugo while my stomach is growling. Okay, so this was beautiful. I mean, okay, maybe beautiful is not the right word to use. It was very emotional. It was very raw. I still feel like, yeah, maybe beautiful is... Because you see Evelyn Hugo's life from when she started out with the first husband, from before she got to Hollywood, and then until she's, this whole book is being written when she's 79. And following someone's life story like that it's very fascinating. She's a fascinating character. I think she was written so well. There's a lot of different nuances to her as well, and she's a bit like a lady boss, if you will. Like, she does not regret doing certain things to get where she wants to go, you know, and I have huge respect for her as a character. I just kind of love her, I'm not gonna lie. At the same time, like, maybe don't fully agree with certain things that she's done, but I kind of love her as a character, and I feel like I would have had a harder time reading through her whole life story if I didn't. So it really captivated me in that way. I thought it was beautiful. I think or stunning. Let's go with stunning. I thought it was stunning. It's a stunning book. My stomach is so noisy. Like, I almost felt like Evelyn Hugo was a person in this life. That's how much I kind of like got sucked into this book. At least after I woke up and continued reading today, because I did start it yesterday. I think I only read until, I don't even remember. I think I only read until, yeah, after her first husband. So the way that this is written is you basically, there's a couple of flashbacks here. There's a lot of flashbacks here and there because Monica Grant is visiting Evelyn Hugo as she is interviewing her, and so sometimes you go back to, like, at the start of a chapter or at the ending of a chapter, you go back to the office and kind of tune in with Monica and Evelyn as they're sitting in her office, but most of it is told through flashbacks, so it's kind of like supposed to look like the book that is being written. When I say that I don't like historical fiction, because I do believe that I mentioned that before I started the book, I mean like historical fiction from before, say, the 1900s. No, Pride and Prejudice is still my favorite book of all time, if I only had to mention one. But I have a hard time with women's roles in those days. I just don't like to hear about it. or to read about it. I don't appreciate it. It makes me kind of sad. So to read historical fiction in this way, where it starts around the 50s, I think it was, that's fine. I'm good with that. You can still argue that certain things were not great in the 50s. I'm not saying that everything's perfect then whatsoever, but this doesn't really touch on, I mean, it touches on certain issues, I would say, actually, but not in a way that I feel like they're written to be issues instead of like historical fiction back then, or in those time periods. It's more like, well, this is just how it is. You know, am I making sense? Anyway, I just wanted to explain the thing about historical fiction. It's why I don't like mafia romance, because like women are not objects, okay? We're not possessions, and I hate reading about us being possessions. But it definitely does have a lot of triggers to it. It touches on a lot of things. Evelyn Hugo goes through a lot of stuff, and if you like her, you'll really feel like, you'll feel it. I don't know how else to, yeah. So it was a stunning book. Definitely could see myself rereading it at some point, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe in like a year or something when I almost forgotten what happened. I probably won't. I did also kind of put two and two together at a certain point. I was like, oh yeah, this must have happened. So some things weren't really a surprise. Well, a lot of things weren't really a surprise. I'm not gonna say what they were, no spoilers, but did kind of predict a few things, like some plot points and stuff. So didn't bother me at all though, because the stunningness of the book made up for it completely. So that was a nice third read. So what I'm gonna do now is, I'd actually planned on recording my October TBR because I might as well do it today. So I think I might do that. I need a short break, but we're not completely done reading today because I do want to start Babel by R.F. Kuang, even if I'm not gonna be able to read a lot of it. As far as I've heard, chapter 2 is extremely long. So maybe it's not. Oh, I know it's definitely on the lengthy side. So I'm not gonna be reading a whole lot of it, but I will be starting it today. Oh, that is, wow, where's that oh, the color is coming from my monitor. My computer's on. I was like, this is not hollow. What's going on? Why is it so colorful? But yeah, don't really know how to talk about this other than we follow, what's his name? Robin. We follow Robin, who's gone to Babel, which is basically like the center of translation. They do silver work in there. I think that's what it's called, silver working, which I forgot what is. Actually, that's just an act of translation is always an act of betrayal. Oxford, 1836. This kind of historical fiction is fine too. As long as it doesn't include women being married off for money, I'm fine. It is the center of all knowledge and progress in the world. Oh, I forgot, it's the city of dreaming spires, yes. And at its heart is Babel, Oxford University's prestigious Royal Institute of Translation, the tower from which all the power of the empire flows. Orphaned in Canton and brought to England by a mysterious guardian, Robin Swift thought Babel a paradise, until it became a prison. But can a student stand against an empire? My guess is yes. See, I hadn't noticed this actually, which is kind of, I thought it was just under the author's note, because there's an author's note from R.F. Kuang at the start of the book. There's like footnotes. There's footnotes in the book, which is kind of funny. So I think it's going to be my book is squeaking, but I think it's going to be a bit of a different read, and I'm nervous for it. I'm not gonna stop myself from reading it though by overthinking it and becoming too nervous. So it's happening today, I'm starting it. But yeah. As for now, gonna take a little bit of a break, possibly record the TBR, and then start Babel. So we're not done yet. So I recorded my TBR, got all the books right over here. We're in for a good October month, I think. There's 3 more books that are not on my shelves right now, but that are on their way, but I'm super excited. However, now it's like past 1 a.m. and I haven't started Babel yet. I'm gonna read a little bit, not too much because I also need sleep, but we're gonna be reading a little bit of Babel, and then I'm gonna end this vlog before, yeah, it's 5 minutes too, but then I'm gonna end this vlog before going to bed. plan to finish off this video sitting on my bed in my bedroom, but here we are. It's been a long day. I need to go to bed. It's It's past 2 a.m. and I'm tired and there's a fly in my bedroom, so I'm about to have a meltdown. I forgot to turn on my timer for the last bit here that I read, but I think it's supposed to be at about 14 hours over the past 2 days, which is not as much as I thought it was going to be. If I read a little bit more, I could definitely have gotten more, I could definitely have read more books. But I also had some stuff to do today work-wise, and also recorded 2 videos. Yes, fly outside. The fly has left my bedroom. Let's hope that it stays outside. So, I managed to read the first 2 chapters of Babel so far. Definitely a bit of a heavier read than the other 3 that I've read during this readathon. I'm gonna take my time with it. I'm kind of gonna try to dwell on words, if that makes sense, instead of like trying to sort of rush through a book. I just want to take my time with it because I feel like it deserves that. It's a lot heavier than the other books I've read. It also touches on a lot of things, which is going to be very fascinating throughout the whole book. And I'm looking forward to it. I have a fitting fascination with language, so I think it's having had like 4 languages in school at the same time, I think it's going to be an interesting read. Yes, I did come across one sentence where I was like, oh, I recognize this, because at some point it's within the first like 2 chapters of the book. I wouldn't say this is a spoiler, but Robin is a guy from China who's been taken to London at first, but then Oxford, because he's going to be sort of trained to do the silver working that they do. Silver working or silver has some kind of potential for magic. I don't really fully know how to explain it because it's not been explained to me yet, but that's as far as I've gathered. There's something about silver. So not two people, a guy from England went to China and picked him up after his mother died. Like literally right after. Their relationship is uncertain right now. Like, how did he know about Robin, whose name is not actually Robin, might I just add. He was just told to choose a new name because Chinese names don't do well in London because people don't know Chinese. I'll accept anyone who mispronounces my name, but I'm not changing it. It's Rosa, by the way. Just in case you were curious. Not Rosa, Rosa. But he's basically told, which is so messed up, he's told to forget his preferred native language. And so he does. It comes very naturally. So that's messed up. Just want to say that's messed up. Just we got that clear out of the way. Messed up, okay? But I lived in Scotland for 3.5 years. I did not have anybody around me that I could speak Danish to. So my native language is Danish. I'm fluent in Danish and English, but my native language is Danish. And while being there, you just kind of, like when your day in and day out is in another language, you start to forget this. You can forget your native language. I would have times where I came home to visit Denmark where I kind of had to like adjust, if you will. And even then, some of my sentences would be built up with like in a more English kind of way. My tone would be clearly influenced by the fact that I spoke English day in and day out. And Lovell was kind of right about this, even though I'm still mad at him for various reasons. But he says languages are easier to forget than you imagine. Once you stop living in the world of Chinese, you stop thinking in Chinese. And that's true. Even though this is kind of forced on him, which is messed up. But it's at some point, when you're around another language, you start to think in another language, and then you just kind of go with the flow, you know? So I recognize certain things, although no one ever told me to forget Danish, which I'm very thankful for. Don't really like the language, I'm not gonna lie. If any fellow Danes are out there, we don't have the most beautiful language. But I would be offended and mad if someone told me to just forget it. I would probably not listen. Robin here doesn't have a choice though. So anyway, my point is, I'm gonna find this very fascinating. I hope that it continues to have this vibe to it, but also with some action, because so far, you know, We're getting a lot of explanations. I love the footnotes. I love the footnotes. Thank you for the information. Thank you for the history lessons and all the translations and stuff. I appreciate it so much. But I only read 2 chapters because your girl is tired and has to go to bed and sleep right now because sleep is important. Okay, not gonna start another rant, but it's important. So I hope you all enjoyed this this video. I'll talk a little bit more about the books in my upcoming wrap-up, which will be up at the start of the month. If it's not up already, I don't know when this video is going up, so we'll see. But if you want to know a little bit more about my thoughts about the book, I will share them in that video. As for now, I hope you enjoyed this little more chill, long-drawn readathon. I enjoyed recording it a lot more than I've enjoyed the other 24, at least like the last ones, because the whole like skipping sleep is very tiring. It's not good for your body. So I think I'm gonna, if I got time, to do it like this, because it does, you know, I have to prepare and everything. I can't just dedicate one day to it. But if I got time, I'm gonna do the readathons, at least the next couple, a bit more like this. So I hope you enjoyed it. But I'm tired now. I need to go lie down. Take my makeup off first though, but need to lie down and just pass out. So that's it from me for this time. If you enjoyed it, feel free to hit the thumbs up. I think my neighbors just went to pee. There's some information for you that's completely useless. You're welcome. And if you want to see more videos like this from me, but also wrap-ups, TBR videos, bookish unboxings, book hauls, you know, all the booktube stuff, definitely consider hitting the subscribe button. But I'm signing off now. So it's been chill. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.